Hello, beautiful artists, it's Alexandra. I'm so glad you're here. We've been doing so much drawing and painting, and there's so many different ways to make art, but if you see an art teacher wearing white, then you know it's probably a day where you're using scissors, glue, and paper. What do we call that? Collage. It's true. Or another word for it is assemblage. And today we're definitely going to be taking these flat strips and seeing what we can do with them. And each day we will build up to see how we can take two-dimensional paper and make it three-dimensional into a form. So first you're going to need scissors, paper, and any kind of glue. And the idea here is you're going to take a strip and you're going to fold the ends to create something called a tab, or sometimes artists call this a band-aid. That is, I call it a built-in band-aid. So what will happen is it will take that little flat part and create an arch. So remember, we don't need a lot of glue and we sing our song, but our glue has to be able to breathe. So let's check. Remember, I'm a glue doctor. I don't know. Oh, it's working. So you take a little dab will do ya. That's right. Too much will glue ya. And you're going to make sure to remember that. Sometimes artists get frustrated, but when you place yours down, you have to hold it. You have to hold it and you can sing your song. A little dab will do ya, too much will glue ya. And by having that little song, look, now I have a three-dimensional arch. Now, if you have lots of different papers in your house with different colors, you can ask your grown-ups to help you go through the recycling, you're gonna find some other fun papers. So you could just make arches. I've seen kids make beautiful, amazing rainbows. Playgrounds are what I did with my first grade friends right before we stopped having school. So another way to work is to take your paper and fold it like a fan. Now we call this an accordion. We'll talk about why in a minute, but the idea is you're going back and forth. So back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And you're not wrapping it around, because if you wrap it around, you're gonna get a total different thing and it might end up being flat. No, we want this to go out. That's why it's an accordion. Dun, 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 dun. Again, we have those flat tabs, and of course, a little tab will do ya, too much will glue ya. And I'm going to place that down. I'm just gonna kind of hang out and say, how are you doing today? What's going on with you? I decided to sort of dress up for you today. Sometimes I want to look like a fancy art teacher. Look, all that talking, and now I have something else that's three-dimensional. Okay, but wait, there's more. Just with this one simple strip, you can make so many things. This one is one of my favorites because you know I love a swirl. So I'm going to take a pencil. I'm going to wrap it around. And I'm wrapping around. And what's happening is, we have manipulated this paper to be a swirl. So now I'm going to actually fold it back because I want it to stand like this. And I'm going to do a little dab will do ya, too much will glue ya. And then we press it down and we know that glue is not magic. It needs time to work as well. And boom. Okay, let's do one more. And then I'm gonna let you go and you're gonna live your life. This one's a little trickier. This is for more of a challenge, which is to take a scrap piece of paper and you can take the corner. That's my little hack, my little trick. And you're basically taking the corner and making an L like this. Okay, now you could take two papers, glue them together to make it work like this. So ready? This time you're actually going over, 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 over. But here's the thing, this is my last one. So now I'm gonna do a little dab, hold it down, and then another little dab up. enough room to give this just a little snip. And what happens with this one is it's three-dimensional. Now it looks really cool now. Imagine how cool it would be if you had two colors. Oh wait, you don't feel like imagining today? It's kind of a big part of being an artist. You should try to imagine. But I do have one that is my daughter's that I found in the house. And this one, she made at school, and you can see she did that staircase as well. She did some other things that we'll do tomorrow, but today I just want you to play with all the amazing things that you can do with just a strip of paper. Now you can see closely that this was what we call a mistake paper. And remember, I often say, don't flip out, flip over. But the truth is, sometimes you just have to say goodbye to some papers. Like, you know what this was? This was the school lunch at my daughter's school. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's green paper. That's so amazing. I have a lot of work to do. One of my friends does this with her students. She's an art teacher too. And you know what she does when she's all done? She takes little Lego men and Lego women. And you could take any toy and you can make your own little world. You can make a playground. I also have a friend who said, no, maybe you only want to make, you hear that? Maybe you can only make food. What's that, like a French fry? There are lots of ways to make art, and I can't wait to see what you're going to make with your three-dimensional paper strips. Okay, go check it out. Tomorrow, I'm gonna show you how to make a little bit more with paper, and we are going to build. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for watching Art is Elementary. I love you. Keep creating.